What's up, everybody? Jack here, coming here with my NLCS preview, prediction, um, and the NLDS wrap-up discussion. Went 1 for 2 in my NLDS predictions. I had the Padres in 5, which is so brutal to think that I made that prediction. It's very bold. It was kind of assuming that Dinelson Lamet would be healthy and Clevenger would be healthy. Um, but enough with the excuses. Gotta own up to it. It's a terrible pick. But anyways, let's discuss the Dodgers Padres. So game one, obviously, Padres, Mike Clevenger, was feeling good. He threw off the mound, felt fine, blah blah blah. And so he's all ready to go, game one, and looked great in the first inning, got some guys out, throwing hard, etc. Leaves the game in the second inning because of arm problems. So really kind of unfortunate for the Padres. They kind of have to do a whole 360 on their series plan, I guess, as they just got to break right into their bullpen. Which was not ideal for them. So they break into that bullpen and, gave up some runs. And unfortunately, on the other side of the mound, on the other side of the dugout, Walker Buehler was pitching for the Dodgers, and they couldn't get any runs off of him. So they lost game one. Not really even that close. It was 5-1. Which is something you expect. I mean, when the Padres have a bullpen day and Walker Buehler's pitching for the Dodgers, good luck with that. Then game two was a lot closer. Paddock pitched. Let me check who pitched game two. I think Paddock pitched for the Dodgers. Oh, no. Davies pitched. Yeah, Zach Davies pitched. And, I thought he pitched, all right. He hit his spots. He gave up a lot of home runs, but for the most part, he hit his spots and he was striking people out. He looked all right. The main part of this here was, obviously Tatis Jr. getting robbed for the home run by Cody Bellinger, and then last inning the Padres, it was 6-3, and Kenley Jansen comes on and practically blows the game. He gives up 2 runs. Trent Grisham with a huge base hit, to make it 5-6. Then Machado walks, and it's first and second, and then the bases got loaded somehow, and Eric Hosmer was up, or it might have been second and third, and Hosmer was up, and 2 outs, and he grounded out to second. So Padres lost. Very suspenseful game two. Dodgers win at 6-5. And so it's 2-0 in the series. And, the Padres, I guess, didn't want to pitch Paddock because he hadn't been pitching well lately. So I think Morejon pitched game 3. Let me check that one more time. And it was just an absolute slaughter. Yeah, it's Morejon. And, like I said, absolute slaughter. It's hard to walk into a game, facing Dustin May, pitching, a rookie lefty against arguably the best lineup in baseball, and expect you're going to win. But I don't know what else the Padres could have done, It was just a really unfortunate situation for them. Paddock's pitching terrible. Lamet is injured. And, Clevenger's hurt. What else can you do? You know what I mean? So I think they just did their best. They threw Morejon out there and then a lot of other bullpen guys, and just couldn't, I think you expect to give up runs when you do a bullpen day like that, starting Morejon, and I guess they hope to, have some offensive firepower, but they really didn't, and it wasn't even it was like 8-3 in like the fifth inning. It wasn't close. Um, and so I feel really bad for the Padres because this would have been so much closer of a series if they have um, Lamette and Clevenger. Like it would have been so much closer. So it's too bad we didn't get to see that. And that's that for the Padres season. Overall, good season for them. They make it to the NLDS and they lose to the Dodgers. Not much more you can ask from that. And they finally break that, long playoff curse. And, they got a, probably a future Hall of Famer with Fernando Tatis Jr. Could be one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Machado and Hosmer show they're worth that contract they gave somewhat. And the one thing for me was Nola. Like I think Austin Nola is overrated. I thought they gave up too much for him. He didn't really field that well in this series. Didn't look that sharp, defensively and hitting wise. I think he hit like 200. I know he had one like RBI single, which was big, but he did not hit well in the postseason. So that was my only thing. Grisham also was not good in the postseason. Not good at all. I don't remember how he was versus the Cardinals. I know in the Dodgers series he was like 0 for 12 or he had that one hit, which was huge. But, a lot of the acquisitions for the Padres really didn't shape out. Awesome to see Tommy Pham. He hit 215 in the regular season, but, going back into postseason form, man. I mean, we saw him last year with the Rays, hit like 330 again off of, Verlander, Cole, Greinke, and that series versus the Astros. And this season, nothing changed in the postseason. I mean, he was just raking. I think he finished like 8 for 20, which is just ridiculous. So, that was good to see. And yeah, we'll see what the Padres do moving forward. And I don't know, it'll be interesting. And of course, the Dodgers roll on, and they will play. They will play the Atlanta Braves. Hashtag chop on, or hashtag Choptober. The Braves swept the Marlins. No real surprise to me here. The Marlins were without Marte, who's like their best hitter. So if you're the Marlins, I don't know how you expect to get any offense from your team when your best hitter is hurt and already you have a very weak lineup. I mean, their lineup was basically like what it was last year, minus Corey Dickerson. I mean, they had Corey Dickerson, and Aguilar, I guess, but Corey Dickerson, Aguilar, Brian Anderson, Birdie, and even to have Alfaro, it was like that guy, Chad Wallach, and got like one hit the whole postseason. Rojas, Brinson even play. Like they just had the same lineup as usual from last year, which is just not a postseason lineup. So, for me, it was one asking the question, when is like this Marlins bullpen gonna implode? Because I knew it was gonna happen. Brandon Kinsler and Yimi Garcia can't just trot out there every game and like not give up any runs. Like that implosion was far too long. Like I knew that was going to happen, that the Marlins can't just get by in the postseason by throwing, Ryan Stanek and Yimi Garcia out there in close games, and it came back to get him. Alcantara, really impressive in this series. Showed that he's probably a frontline ace. Marlins pitching overall was very impressive. I thought Pablo Lopez looked great out there. Who started game 3 for them? Oh, so yeah, Sixto looked good too. He gave 4 earned runs, but he looked good. But when you're the Marlins, I mean, they just had nothing. They were just depleted going into the series. I mean, and they didn't have a playoff team. They didn't have Marte, and then you look at their bullpen and just their lineup overall. This is a team that is basically rebuilding, and it's just not suited to compete in the playoffs. Simple as that. So I hope I didn't say Braves in 5 because that's just embarrassing. I think I may have said Braves sweep, but again, I don't know. I should probably go back to my video and watch and see what I said, but it doesn't really matter because I don't think any of you guys really care that much. But the bottom line is, Braves win this series handily and, as expected. Great to see my guy, Marcelo Zuna, back at it, hitting well. And Freeman had a great series. Darno, great signing. Hitting awesome for them. So great to see that he's, after getting cut by the Mets, just kind of transformed his MLB career and is now one of the best catchers in our game. And so great for the Braves. I'm hoping they beat the Dodgers. I know you guys know why I don't like the Dodgers. And going into this series, obviously in making a prediction last time I made a mistake and took the Padres. I think there is a chance the Braves could beat the Dodgers, but I don't think it's very likely. I just think there's a more likely chance that the Dodgers win this series rather than the Braves. And that's the way really I can break it down for you. I think the Dodgers have a slight advantage in starting pitching. If Kershaw continues to pitch well, obviously you got May, Walker Buehler. I think they'll probably trot out Urias for a game. And then, the bullpen for the Dodgers is fantastic, Trinan. I wouldn't worry about them at closer. I think Trinan or Kelly will be their closer. I know Kenley wasn't great, but, they got Caloric, Bruzdar. I mean, they're loaded in the bullpen, so I wouldn't be worried about their bullpen at all. And their lineup obviously just produces. Can't put it any other way. I mean, they just get on base, they get hits. That's that. The Braves starting pitching is pretty good. Not spectacular, but Fried is really good. If only they had Mike Soroka, man. But Ian Anderson's great. And then I guess I'll throw Kyle Wright a game. He's okay. I expect to see Hamels, but I don't know if they'll pitch him a game. Their bullpen for me is their biggest concern. I know we haven't seen Melanson and Green and Will Smith and anyone else really that, implode yet, but it is a little suspect to me. I don't know if I can trust Mark Melanson, closing a close game against the Dodgers. I really don't. That's just my opinion. So that's kind of a big reason why I'm taking the Dodgers. I think the lineups, you could argue the Braves lineup is better. I think they're probably just about equal. Maybe the Dodgers a little better. But I just like the Dodgers in this. They're just a better team. So I gotta take them. So I have Dodgers, Rays in the World Series, and that's what I had in my pick'em bracket, which I will probably show at the end. I'll show like a screenshot of my pick'em bracket and see how it panned out. But so far, I had the Rays and the Twins in the semifinals in the NLCS, which obviously is wrong. And then I had the Dodgers and the Braves. No, I had the Reds winning that series. Yeah, no, the Dodgers and the Cubs in the NLCS. So that's that. So not too great, but if I get the World Series right, I'll be happy with that. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. And like I said, the free agent special is going to come out really soon. Going to film that later. So thanks for watching. Have a nice Sunday, and I'll see you.